The reason you want to become your authentic self is because you never know what you're going to discover. Becoming your authentic self means that you have to be willing to take a journey into self-discovery. That means that you have to become willing to examine every aspect of yourself. And that examination is going to take place in your consciousness. And if you're able to move through the restriction or the limitation that you see in front of you, that's in your consciousness that tells you you can't do something, that you're not the person, then you want to look in a different direction because then you'll see a new perception that will tell you that you can. And all you had to do was find a different way. And I do know that because that's what my life led me to do and to be able to give it to you. And then your life can be really surprising because when you resist becoming your authentic self is when you have the most difficulties. You experience them in every single way. You're depressed, you're unhappy, you're broke, you have no money, you have nothing because you're refusing to become your authentic self. And see, you might have judgment about what your authentic self is, and so you probably couldn't get there or accept it or didn't believe that you could do it. And that's what I've done. But then you find out when you finally become honest and start owning your authentic self, then you can help so many others. And that's what I've done. I couldn't have known that when I sat down to start doing automatic writing in 1989 that it was going to give me a philosophy that could change the world. Well, I know it could do that because it changes your life. Because what I do know is that you were born with something of worth and value that you were meant to do and bring to the world, and it's within you, and you just needed a way to uncover it and believe it and live it and start to fulfill that mission. And my life was to give you a way to do that and to give us all a new way of looking at humankind. I could have never told you that was going to happen, but that's exactly what happened. And then I started discovering the organization in our universe because we're all energy. And then when you start to understand that your energy is affecting your life and the world, then you start to look at yourself in a new way. And then you start to feel your importance in what you can achieve and what you might accomplish, not only in your life, but also in the world. But we may think that's not possible. And I did that because then you might discover that your uniqueness is the very thing that's going to give you the wealth and the abundance and everything that you want if you can embrace it, but you've been hiding out from it. That's what I did. See, because I knew many years ago that I could answer anyone's question, that I could give any person the advice that would have them become successful and happy and live their full life. I knew this, but getting others to believe it was really challenging because I couldn't explain it. I couldn't explain why I knew. But see, it wasn't me. It was Wilhelm. And they had given us all the answers, all the problems, all the difficulties that you have, they've been answered. They've given us a way of seeing it. Now, I couldn't have known that. I had to write it all down. It took 36 years. But I can say to you now, there's no reason for you not to fulfill the life you're meant to have and to live your full purpose because I was given that way for you to do it. And then I discovered that because of this, what developed within me was this highly sensitive, intuitive side that I can guide you to any place that you want to go and to see any blockage that you might have, because that would be the only thing that's holding you back from being massively successful. That I do know. And just before my 75th birthday now in November, I can now tell everyone, yes, you can change everything. You can heal. You can live a life of abundance and grace and happiness. And I was given the path and the way for you to do that. And I do know that. And I do know that there's no way for you to fail either. See, because I did all of those things. When you come into this with all this experience and knowledge of all the things you screwed up, all the things you did wrong, and you've learned from it, but then you also had all this other help from a divine universal consciousness, then things change. And as you look at the site anyadvicefortoday.com, you'll see what I mean because they're organized. The information I received from Wilhelm is an organized um, program of human development, and that's what it is, and it grows over time just like you do. You every single day you're deciding whether you're going to accept a new version of yourself, and that's a day by day process. But when you get really good at it, then you can create and manifest anything, and that's what I've created. So I wanted you to enjoy this, and you'll read an article that I did the other day. But the fact is, I know that you're supposed to have this brilliant life, and I was given the way for you to get there. And it doesn't matter who you are, what you've done or haven't done, it's still the same because consciousness is ever expanding. Doesn't matter how much you have, there's still something in your soul that wants you to fulfill, and you know that because you feel it. That's it. Have a great day. Please subscribe to the channel if it's your first time here and share this with others. Your dream life is before you.